Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Starbound Frackin Univserse. When we last left off, we were doing some more building. We've got some nice stuff here, and I started putting together sort of the beginnings of what will eventually be the sewer system that runs underneath the town. Also, this is some nice music that's playing right now. I like that. I figured, we'd have a little run here, and then we have our nice little stone steps right there that let us keep going up the mountain. Oh, a little deer right there. We have some mean creatures here that are infesting our graveyard. I would really appreciate it if the way that monster spawning worked in Starbound was changed a little bit. Just a little bit, so that there was a way I could prevent hostile monsters from spawning, but like friendly critters like this deer, for instance, or these bugs and stuff. Something that would increase the odds of them showing up, or at least, basically instead of spawning aggressive monsters, just spawn friendly critters. Because then this could be a friendly area instead of me having to worry about monsters spawning every time we're there. I have noticed that for the most part, monsters don't seem to actually be spawning in the town. So, that's actually pretty good. I'm happy about that. I'll be honest with you. The heck is this music? It's got lyrics, which scares me that this is going to get hit with copyright claim at some point. Oh well, we won't worry about that. Oh, here's how I can tell where my delicious, delicious rent money is coming from. Give me your rent money. Good. Delightful. Oh, here we are. Why are you guys not in your homes giving me a rent? Give me money. What is this? A sword? I don't have room for a sword. Is it a good sword? It is a tier... Yeah, I'm just gonna trash that. Alright, I'll leave you guys for now. Now, I'm sure this is probably not copyright music. Probably. Maybe. Hopefully. Mostly just because it'd be awkward if it was. Anyway, I think perhaps today I will... Maybe... No, you know what? Let's work on the sewer system today. While we think. Because my thought... I'm thinking here of how I want to continue building the town. I think on the other side of the mansion, there's going to be some more buildings. We're going to do some more stuff over there. And also, this is pretty cool. I like that. I can actually open and close the door. I'm not sure if I'm even going to bother putting the lights down here. Mostly because I want it to be dark and mostly invisible. Like, I don't want to draw attention to it from the surface. I mean, I suppose I could have just built it deeper underground if I wanted that to be the case. Which might have made sense, because I'm pretty sure that's actually how, like, the sewers that show up in the game are designed, where they're just, a lot deeper. But, I'm not going to worry about that, to be honest with you. I mean, this is probably okay. Then again, I could extend the depth at which it's here, which kind of means that doing this is silly and pointless. Like, I don't know, if I dug down, like, what, 5 more squares, then unless you were, like, moving the camera around, it wouldn't really be visible. And then I could have lights, and those lights would not penetrate the ground, which would also work. I mean, I could just get rid of this block and increase the depth of this. I'm trying to figure out, like, what exactly do I really want to do here? Because it's about the aesthetics, really. And you know what? I feel for aesthetics, maybe extending the depth of things. That might actually be the right call. So, I'm going to fast forward through this bit. So, I will talk to you guys again in a moment. Alrighty then, so that about covers that, so let us just kind of continue on here. I don't know, maybe I'm being just a bit silly, but at the same time, I want things to be good. Of course, it also occurs to me as I'm tearing this down, perhaps what I could do instead is have this underbelly bit be like some kind of like superhighway or something. I don't know, I'm trying to think here of exactly what would be the right play, really. Like that's what concerns me the most, is what is the best thing I could do? What would be good for this company? Like, to some extent, do you think I'm going, like, I'm being maybe a bit, I'm going, like, a bit far here? I am maybe being a tad bit crazy and, like, really, really pushing some of this stuff, and I put a lot of my blocks away. I forget where I put them, though. Oh, boy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And I left some blocks down there. I think they're in here. Yes, yes, they are. So let's grab some of this stuff. And we'll throw away some of this stuff that we're not currently using. There we are. We have, like, our 10 million stacks of dirt, which will make 10 million stacks of gray goo at some point, probably. There we go. Probably not going to touch any of this other stuff for the time being. Alright, let's go back down. We're not going to do too much decorating. It's just, we're setting up for the future. With that in mind, we might need to make more cobblestone bricks. Let's see here. Cobblestone bricks. Also, I'm going to adjust my microphone here. There we are. That's better. Just a bit closer to my face, which may be better. Maybe worse. Depends on how loud I start screaming. If I start screaming at all. Let's 40. No. 100. That way it produces 500. Or 650, apparently. Good enough. Good enough. Alright. Down we go. Alright, so we're going to make this a bit deeper. So 2, 4, and 5. There we go. That is probably good enough. Might even be too much, frankly. But, I mean, the idea, again, is mostly because if I have light down below, I don't want... I suppose I should also take this up. Yeah. Because the light here kind of penetrates a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, I guess I could set things like that. There we go. No, you know what? I want to see what I'm doing while I'm building. And you guys probably want to see what I'm doing while I am building. So let us work here. In some fashion. Get out of the way there, you. I don't know why I build like this, where I don't just put it on the hotbar and... Because I would probably be more efficient, to be honest with you. But, you know what? I'm not one for efficiency. I say screw you to efficiency and just do what I wish. When I wish, I guess. There we are. And then, of course, it's going to be like another 2 blocks of just plain old, like, stone or stuff. For the actual sewery bit itself. So, yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm going too far with this. But it feels right to me. Like, this feels like the direction I should be taking. Or just for the visuals. 'Cause I feel that's the most important part of building anything, really. You want your visuals to be right. Oh. Well, that's kind of silly of me, and I feel silly for doing it. Alright. You know what? I've also decided I'm not sure that I actually want to spend this whole video building sewers. Sewers are nice, but they're not that exciting. I want to be up on the surface and doing surface stuff, so we're probably going to do more surface stuff. But I guess what I am really trying to do here is just... I'm going to need a lot of cobblestone for this. So after this point, I think I'm going to change how the sewers work, and I'm going to drop like 2 or 3 squares off of this, and then just switch to... Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure things out. What is right for us, exactly. Like, for instance, maybe I'm making too much of a production out of, like, you know, making too big of a deal over, like, not being able to see the sewer from the surface. Because I do kind of want to have lights in the sewer. So that... Because I'm trying to build with the assumption that, like, even though odds are I am the only, like, human who's ever gonna see this stuff. Well, you guys are gonna see it, but, like, the only human who's ever, like, for functional gameplay reasons, gonna have to play in here. Oh god, I don't have enough bricks. Not even close to enough bricks. Okay, this is less than ideal. So, alright. Alright. Not good. Generally speaking, not good. Alright, let's change our building style here a little bit. Because there is much to do as we figure out exactly who we want to be and where we want to be in life. Truly the greatest mystery of all. Anyway, you know what? Why not do this? This area will be slightly higher than the rest, just so that I don't have to deal with the fact that I'm running out of blocks here. There we go. This will be, I guess, where we drop down into the sewer proper from this little kind of like runoff area. A little bit of this. There we go. That lines up like that. And we'll fix things. But, alright. We've spent too much time on this already. I think the overall idea is pretty nice. It looks good. And maybe I'll want to do something with that at some point. But for now it's okay. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Let's just kind of explore our world a little bit. Because before we get to building like the power plant and the rest of the town over there, I want to see what things are going to look like on this side. On the other side of the mansion. I've also been thinking we're probably going to want to build a museum of some kind. Because museums are cool. Alright, that is again where our future lab is going to be. I think I have an idea of what's going to go on over there. So we will see that in due time. There's also not really any monsters spawning up here, which I also appreciate. Have I been wrong about the monster spawn mechanics this whole time? It's probable. I have been wrong about many things in my life. And will no doubt be wrong about many things again. There's also a lot of graves over here. And big holes and stuff in the ground. Leading me to have some thoughts on how things are going to be here. And you know what? This is going to be like the edge of town. Hello there, Mr. Monster. Yeah, I'm going to just kind of seal you in. I hope you don't mind. Also going to chop this down and then break what I literally just... Alright, there's not going to be too much building, I think, in this episode. So much as there's going to be... Yeah, I've just entombed him forever. We're going to be setting up for the future here. And the future, I think, is to make... Like, I guess the town is going to be almost like in an enclosed, sheltered valley, I'm thinking at this point. Now, like, we've got a nice little hill on this side. That'll, you know, seal us in from harm, hopefully. I feel bad about sealing that horrible, disgusting monster away, but I'm sure he'll get over it. I have to kill these guys, because they're kind of in my way. I swear this planet had a higher difficulty rating than what we're seeing here. Also, sorry, Mr. Bug. Gotta stab you. Might have found another way to deal with you, but I chose not to. I don't know. You know, sometimes I wonder to myself, is it really worth all this effort we're doing? Because what are we gonna do once I'm done building? I don't know. But then again, that's the question, really. Like, why do you do anything in life? Because you can, I think, is the answer. And, I mean, even if there is no grand point, like, this may serve no functional purpose to us, you know, other than just the joy of building it, which, that's as good a reason as anything, I would say, you know. Like, I'm having a fun time with this. You guys have said you're having a pretty fun time with this. And, I mean, even maybe providing a little bit of inspiration for your own buildings, which is also good, you know. I mean, that's another good reason to do something, to inspire other people to do things. Well, I mean, frankly, that's probably the best reason to do anything. Inspire people. Inspire people to not just match your own accomplishments, but to achieve far greater things. That's always a good goal to have in life, I would say. And that's probably sums up human endeavor pretty nicely there. So there we are. That's our reason for doing anything in this game. Is because we can, because we want to inspire future generations to do cool stuff that will surpass our own exploits. Good stuff. I'm definitely not getting as much out of this as I thought I would. And by that I mean, like, I'm just noticing, like, how weak the monsters seem to be, and I thought this was a higher tier world when I went to it, but apparently it is not. Ah well. We won't worry about those things. You know what, I might also just skip the whole sewer thing on this side of town. Just kind of abstract it. Mostly because it'll kinda be difficult. And by difficult, I mean not necessarily worth the effort. Just because I like the idea of a sewer, but if it's not gonna practically do anything for us, I don't think I should, like, sweat building it to encompass the entire dang planet. I can't reach down there. Alright, but it is important to me that, you know, we hide some of this. Because I don't want light from underground in any way risking, like, being visible up here and, like, spoiling the illusion that there is solid earth under our feet. I don't mind the idea of caves and such, but I would like this to be, there we are, somewhat self-contained. There we go. Alright. Take care of that. Fill back in our hole. Yes. Lots of work here. A lot of work to build something, but at the end of the day, it's probably worth it. And that's the important thing. Also, you know what's really crazy? Is the fact there is an achievement in this game. So I was just looking at the achievement list the other day. There's an achievement for mining, what is it? It's like 14 quintillion blocks. Maybe not quite that many, but like a ridiculously large quantity of blocks. Like a quantity of blocks that, to me, makes no dang sense. Like, why? Like, I suppose the longer you play the game, eventually you will mine that many blocks. But I was kind of thinking to myself, like, how does it count that? Like, how do we count how many blocks? Like, if I put down a block, and then I mine it, and then I put it down, and then I mine it again, does that count separately for blocks? Or would I have to, like, mine, like, very specifically individual blocks? That's a good question. It's not one I'm specifically interested in learning the answer to, but we could. Let's mine up all these little graves. There's too many of them. Too many graves. This is supposed to be a happy planet. Why are there so many dead people here? That's a good question. And also, actually, you know, instead of having the farm extend on this side of the mansion, I could just turn this into farmland. That would also make a certain level of sense, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Because I do want to have some trees, because I have, where is it? Yeah, oh, right here. Like, there's apple trees, some kind of blue apple trees. Still haven't got that mod that actually shows a picture of what the grown plant will look like. That was mentioned to me a long time ago when I talked about how I didn't like not being able to see what the trees, the saplings I was mining, are like, and yet I still haven't got that mod. Oh well. That's not, again, one of those things not to sweat. Don't sweat the small stuff in life. When it becomes important to do so, we will pick it up. Probably. Oh boy, this is going to take a lot of work. But in the end, it's probably worth it, because it's going to look nice. And, yeah. You know, maybe this is the end of the town we'll put our little museum at. This will be where the museum goes, at the edge of town, if that makes any sense. Does the edge of town make sense for a museum? I don't know. Maybe the center of town. Of course, then again, depending on how I build this, our little Gaslight Manor will be the center of town. Questions. How do I want things to look? And actually, you know what? Maybe I'll kind of, like, this will be a flat place. We'll build something here. Then we'll kind of, because a lot of the ground seems to be actually down there, so I think instead of building everything up and causing me to, you know, like, have to do a lot more work. Of course, I'm probably gonna have to pull up that tree anyway. Well, depending on what I do. Maybe if we, like, treat this as, like... The upper side of town is... Oh, God. There's a hole there. There's light spewing through the earth right here. Why is this happening? Well, whatever the problem was, we fixed it. There we are. I don't know. Just ideas. At the end of the day, that's really the only reason why I'm doing any of this. Just fiddling with ideas. Seeing what captures my imagination, I suppose. And hopefully captures the imagination of others to see, like, what are we doing here? I don't know. At the end of the day, I really don't know. I mostly just want this land to be somewhat more flat. Alright, so here's where we start coming into the other side. Alrighty then. No, we want to keep this relatively flat. So, you know what? Let's make my life a little bit easier. And here's another question for that achievement, because I was just kind of thinking about that. Like, would mining these blocks count? Like, mining with this mod. Would that count towards getting our 12 quintillion or quadrillion or however many blocks the game expects me to pick up for such purposes? Alright. There we are. That satisfied my need for destruction. And, yeah, there we go. Like, I'm probably... Oh god, there's a hole here. Why is there a hole here, of all places? Alright. Like, if I just put, like, another... put you down. Pick you up. Yeah, oh god, I can see the land there. That's gonna enrage me for all time. So let's dig down here, like so. And fill in this hole here. I don't mind that the cave exists. I just don't want its light leaking up to the surface and ruining the illusion. I feel in real life... Well, again, that's also kind of silly. And really, for illusion's sake, doesn't the only thing that matter at the end of the day... Isn't that really... I can still see down there. Why are you still light? Come on. There's something... Like, there's this. Like, I have to, like, come... Like, I'm going crazy over this, I think. Like, how intensive do I really need to be with this in order to make it dark and... Or at least dark enough that it's not spoiling the illusion. Alright. And the answer seems to be this is, in fact, dark enough. Hey, you are really starting to bug me, Mr. Whatever you are. Whoever you are. I don't care who you are or what you are. All I know is that you are ruining my perfect world. And there we go. Alright, so that takes care of that. Except for that bulge there. So much to do. Anyway, it also may be time to actually wrap this episode up, and I feel like I didn't do anything meaningful. Just kind of rambled on, and, yeah. Rambled on at length about nothing, and didn't quite get anything productive done. But then again, what were we just talking about? That's right, the whole point of human endeavor is to just, you try something, you see how it goes. Maybe it doesn't go entirely according to plan, maybe things don't end up, you know, being perfect. But then again, what is the point in perfection anyway? You know, like, perfection is nice, don't get me wrong, and I suppose it's for the sake of, you know, doing things, you should strive towards perfection, knowing full well that you will never achieve it. If that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, since by Well, depending on your definition of perfection, that's another thing. Like, that's an interesting philosophical quandary to ponder, isn't it? I mean, what is perfection? How do we define perfection? What is perfect for some might not be perfect for others, and what is not perfect for others may be perfect to you. I mean, if all you care about is, I don't know, like seeing the sunrise every day, that might be your definition of perfection. Just knowing that you have woken up, survived another day, and, for better or worse, you've got another day to do everything, or not do everything. I mean, sometimes you won't even achieve all the things you want to do in a day. In fact, given how limited time is, odds are greater than not that you won't do everything you want to do in a day. And I guess that also makes sense, because if there was time to do everything you wanted, then time would be meaningless. And if time was meaningless, well, then you start getting into some real questions there now, don't you? I mean, if time is meaningless, then since time is a constant by which we measure our lives, I mean, we have gotten really good at inventing machines down to, like, the millisecond, down to the nanosecond, down to, like, fractions of nanoseconds to determine, like, time. How much time is passing? What is going on? And stuff of that general nature. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with any of this, by the way. I'm just having a random stream of consciousness, like, pseudo-philosophical thing here. And, yeah. I guess basically the point is that perhaps there is no great meaning to anything, and thus the only sane thing to do is to create your own meaning. Or something. I don't know. This is not a philosophy channel. All I know is, looking at my timer, it's probably time we wrapped things up. And we've got a nice flat area to work with. It's actually not that big, I don't think. Actually, I might just, this side might just end up being like a farm or the museum or something. So we want a museum to show off all our trophies and such. Alright, I mean, we're slowly piecing together what we want, I guess. I guess that's the important thing. We're piecing together ideas, and those ideas can start coming together in due time. And you know what? I'm going to keep that wood there, even though it makes no dang sense whatsoever. And let's see here. I'm still not entirely sure what I want. Like, I have an idea of what I'm going to make the lab out of, like its material composition. But I am also wondering to myself... Damn. Well, it's because I haven't filled that in, that's why. I'm still thinking to myself, like, how exactly do I want the transition to go? Like, when do I stop with, like, the whole, like, castle thing? And when do we go into sort of like a more Victorian-y, science-y lab? And I haven't quite figured that out yet. That's an answer I don't have for you today. But it won't be much more than this. This is basically, I think, where I'm going to say, this is the line, and after this, you will be in the lab. Like, you'll drop down, and then you'll be in the lab, and everything will be good. And I will be happy. Alright, let's see. How does this look? There's still some light. That's because of this. You know what? For the time being, because I want to make sure that our secret passage is in fact secret. Alright. Which also means, when I build this, I'm going to have to make sure not... Oh, wait, right. I made this thick enough so that even if we put a lantern down... Do I have any lanterns? I do. Like this. Wait, what happens if I... Oh, that's genius. If I somehow had someone here who didn't even know about this, I'm like, hey, you can put decorations wherever you want. And they'll be like, oh, sure, why not? I'll put a decoration right here on the floor. It's just a floor. Then I pull the secret lever, which, I mean, this is not going to be the secret lever forever. It's just temporary, like I said. We're going to replace it with, like, a bookshelf. And in fact, if I want to go really crazy, we'll create some kind of, like, logic system where you have to pull, like, certain bookshelf levers in, like, the right order. And if you don't, then nothing happens. Then again, that might be really complicated to do, because then I'd have to come up with a reset mechanism. Yeah, but that wouldn't be so happy. Like, I'm thinking, like, that mission, the Frozen Waste that we went to, it had something sort of like that. Not sure if you had to do it in a certain order, but I know there is, like, I know how to set up a logic gate to do something like that. I just need to make sure I build it so that there is a reset switch. And I think it's something I would not want to make live on camera. I think I'd have to plot it out. But I could build a logic gate that could do something like that for a simple combination lock. So we might want to play around with something like that. We'll see. Maybe next episode we'll forget about the town for a while and we'll build the actual Gaslight Manor. Or something like that. We'll see. But for now, before things run on too long, I will just say, until next time, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button or maybe leave me a comment down below to let me know what you're thinking. And I will see all you in the next video.